These are the 5 biggest volcanic eruptions in recorded history. Number 1. Mount Vesuvius. Of the many eruptions of Mount Vesuvius, a major stratovolcano in southern Italy, the most famous is its eruption in 79 AD, which was one of the deadliest in European history. In the late summer of 79 AD, Mount Vesuvius violently spewed forth a deadly cloud of superheated tephra and gases to a height of 33 kilometers, which is 21 miles, ejecting molten rock, pulverized pumice, and hot ash at 1.5 million tons per second, ultimately releasing 100,000 times the thermal energy of the atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The event gives its name to the Vesuvian type of volcanic eruption, characterized by eruption columns of hot gases and ash exploding into the stratosphere, although the event also included pyroclastic flows associated with Palean eruptions. At the time, the region was a part of the Roman Empire, and several Roman cities were obliterated and buried underneath massive pyroclastic surges and ashfall deposits, the best known being Pompeii and Herculaneum. After archaeological excavations revealed much about the lives of the inhabitants, the area became a major tourist attraction and is now a UNESCO World Heritage Site and part of Vesuvius National Park. The total population of both cities was over 20,000. The remains of over 1,500 people have been found at Pompeii and Herculaneum so far, although the total death toll from the eruption remains unknown. Number 2. Yasuo. When Vanuatu's Yasuo volcano started erupting back in 1774, Britain was ruled by George III, the United States didn't even exist yet, and the steamship was yet to be invented. But that same eruption is still going to this day, more than 240 years later. That makes Yasuo, according to the Smithsonian Institution's Global Volcanism Program, the longest volcanic eruption in modern history. Back in 1774, Captain James Cook happened to be passing through Vanuatu on his travels. He witnessed the start of Yasuo's enduring eruption firsthand, watching as the volcano threw up vast quantities of fire and smoke and made a rumbling noise which was heard at a good distance. Modern visitors to Vanuatu's island in Tanna can still witness Yasuo's perennial pyrotechnics display for themselves. The volcano's peak is reachable on foot, so thrill seekers can even trek up to the crater's edge if they dare. Number 3. Tambora. The 1815 eruption of Mount Tambora was the deadliest volcanic eruption in recorded history, as well as the most powerful, and it caused a devastating chain of events. The deadly saga started at Sumbawa, an island now in Indonesia, with the most powerful volcanic blast ever documented. Tambora released a blinding fury of fire and destruction that instantly killed 10,000 islanders. But the situation grew worse from there. Tambora threw ash and noxious gases some 25 miles high into the stratosphere, where they formed a thick smog. This haze of gas and debris sat above the clouds, blocking the sun and forcing rapid global cooling. So began 1816, the year without a summer. For months, the northern hemisphere was plunged into an icy grip. Crops failed, mass starvation soon followed. In Europe and Asia, disease ran rife. Ultimately, around 1 million people are estimated to have died in the extended aftermath of Mount Tambora's eruption. It was, in more ways than one, a truly dark time for humanity. Number 4. Krakatoa. When Indonesia's Mount Krakatoa erupted on August 27, 1883, it was the loudest volcanic eruption ever recorded. It was also the loudest sound in known history. Nearly 2,000 miles away, in Perth, Australia, the Krakatoa eruption resonated like gunfire. Its sound waves circled the Earth at least 3 times. At its loudest, the Krakatoa eruption reached roughly 300 decibels. The bombing of Hiroshima during World War II, by comparison, reached less than 250 decibels. Krakatoa was also the deadliest volcanic eruption of the last 200 years. It triggered tsunami waves some 37 meters tall, and killed at least 36,417 people. The eruption rocketed plumes of ash into the atmosphere, which turned the skies red across the globe. In New York, firefighters were called to extinguish blazes that couldn't be found. The scarlet skies depicted in Edvard Munch's The Scream might even owe their red hue to the Krakatoa eruption. Number 5. Nevado del Rio. The eruption of Colombia's Nevado del Rio volcano in 1985 was relatively small, but it caused untold destruction. Nevado translates to topped with snow, and it was this glacial peak that proved most devastating for the region. Its ice melted during the eruption. Within hours, devastating lahars, mudslides of rock and volcanic debris, tore through the surrounding structures and settlements. Schools, homes, roads, and livestock were all obliterated. The entire town of Armero was flattened, leaving 22,000 of its citizens dead. The Nevado del Rio's eruption also came at great financial cost, taking into consideration the immediate destruction of property, as well as far-reaching impacts like the hampering of travel and trade. The World Economic Forum estimates that the Nevado del Rio eruption cost around $1 billion. That price tag makes Nevado del Rio the most expensive volcanic incident in recorded history, surpassing even the 1980 eruption of Mount St. Helens in USA, which cost around $860 million. Thank you for watching. I hope you subscribe, and I see you in the next video.